Where are you expecting to end this season? Third, fourth? What do you think?
Oh, I think Man United have a good chance of finishing third.
Third, yeah.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
So where did you think at the start of the season that you'd finish?
Oh, at the very beginning, it was troublesome, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We had no idea, but the ship seems steadier,
Yeah.
and hopefully they'll keep third.
Yeah, and you've annoyingly got a cup in the trophy this season.
Yes, they have, yeah. But they may get another one, or two.
Do you think that's going to happen?
They could. Well, I don't know. Law of averages, maybe.
Yeah.
They may win the European Cup, but the FA Cup, there's still Man City in that, isn't there? So, and Arsenal.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
Yeah. You've got one of the most informed players in the league in Marcus Rashford. He's out of contract next season. There's negotiations going on. It's come out in the press a little bit. What's your thoughts? Are you presuming that he will sign, or do you think he might get his head turned with the form that he's in?
No, I think he'll stay. Yeah, I do. I think he'll stay. I hope he does.
Is there any worry that he might, or?
There's a slight worry, obviously, but I think he'll stay.
Yeah. And then what do you think is going to happen in the summer as well? It's all going to probably depend on the new ownership, do you think?
Well, at one stage I thought they might sell the Glazers, but I have my doubts now.
You don't think they will?
I think they may look for some investment of some sort, but personally I'd like them to sell, but we'll see.
There's obviously two public bidders who are in. There's a local guy who's got quite deep pockets, and then there's the Saudis who have just got ridiculous pockets.
Yeah.
Have you got a preference?
Probably Mr. Ratcliffe, I think.
Yeah. And why him over the Saudis?
Well, there's not the political element, is there?
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Does that bother you? Because obviously we're standing here outside Newcastle. It's a similar sort of situation.
Well, it does really. You don't want sports washing really, but we'll see.
If it happened though, they'd probably put you number one in the league every season. No.
Well, it could happen here. There's money here, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah. What's your front three for next season?
Oh, good heavens! I wouldn't like to say. There's 4 or 5. You just don't know.
Yeah. Presumably you'd have Rashford on one. The striker, that's a position that's going to be open, I'd imagine, this summer. You need a striker in.
Yes, they do. They do need another striker. I think they need a central defender as well, don't they? But we'll see.
Yeah. Have you got any preference on who you'd like to see as a striker come in?
No, I haven't really. No. Well, I don't think they'll get Kane, but I'd like to see him there, but we'll see. Yeah,
there's questions on the other side of the front three with Anthony and Sancho. They've both had a bit odd seasons this season. How would you kind of summarise the pair of them?
Well, of course, they're new recruits, aren't they?
Yeah.
They've got to settle in. Anthony, he has good games and a couple of not so good ones. But, it's early days, so get this season over. Hopefully they'll finish third and then take it from there for next season.
Yeah, we play this game with all fans. We need the flop of the season, the star of the season, and the surprise of the season, player-wise.
For Manchester?
For Man U, yeah.
Well, I suppose, the star, there's a couple, isn't there? Casemiro, as well as Rashford, of course.
Only go for one, though.
Well, I'm English, so I'll go for Rashford.
I think it has to be Rashford anyway, yeah.
Flop of the season?
Always a tough one.
Maguire, I suppose.
Yeah. You're not a fan?
Oh, I'm a fan, but he's just not really been... he's had some poor games, I think. But for me, I don't think he's good enough for this Manchester United team.
Yeah. And then surprise of the season, who have you been surprised with?
I can't really think of it, off the cuff like that. Surprise of the season. Well, I'll go with Rashford. I'll go with I know you've
got that exciting young and Garnacho, whatever he's called.
Yeah, of course, there's him. Yes, yeah, he's very good.
Yeah,
I like him.
Full of potential.
I like him. Yeah.
And how would you predict the top 6 this season?
Well,
who's winning it first?
Arsenal. I think Arsenal. Then Man
City.
City.
Too much adrift, do you think?
Yeah, I think they've got it sewn up. Yeah. Arsenal, Man City, Man United, Newcastle.
Do you think Newcastle top 4?
Oh yeah, I think so.
A lot of the fans that we spoke to don't seem 100% confident. They think Tottenham could pip.
No, well they've got problems, haven't they, management-wise? No, I think Newcastle stand a good chance of 4th. Yeah. I hope they do get 4th. Obviously, I live around here, so. But 5th, maybe Tottenham. Sixth, I don't know.
No.
I don't know. Liverpool have
Brighton,
flopped off.
yeah.
Yeah, it could be a few teams there. But
Yeah. Does it worry you as a Man U fan if Newcastle do get top 4 for next season, that there will come a bit of a powerhouse?
no, it doesn't worry me.
No.
You know, it's good for the town, and good for football. So bring it on.
Where do you think you're going to finish at the end of the season?
Third.
Third, yeah. Right, you're going to get there.
Yeah.
Where did you think you were going to finish at the start of the season? So obviously it's a whole different landscape for you guys. back then,
After the first 2 games, if you ask me then, different story, but now it's different, yeah.
So where did you think you'd finish at the start of the season?
Probably outside the top 4, if I'm
Outside
honest.
the top 4, yeah.
But you see what's happened, and we've seen the League Cup final come here today, and it's going to be a big test, isn't it?
Yeah. Can you predict the top 6? So who do you think is going to win all the way down to 6?
Right, okay, so Arsenal.
Yeah, everyone's saying Arsenal.
Yeah. City, Man United. 4's debatable, be honest.
Who do you reckon?
I'm going to say Liverpool.
Liverpool, yeah?
I think will
Got a lot of points.
I think Newcastle just miss out on 5th. Brighton are going to be up there.
Yeah.
Chelsea are well off the pace, so what's that? Brighton 6th, Chelsea 7th.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you want, 6th? Yeah.
New owners. That's obviously going to, because some of the questions are, what do you think the transfer is going to be next season and stuff? It's all going to probably depend on the owners for you guys whenever you get taken over. Yeah. Have you got a preference? Are they going to sell? The last person we spoke to said they're not even convinced that the owners are going to sell.
I prefer someone more local that understands the club and the culture of the fans. So yeah, a bit different in it. So
you're linked with massive Saudi owners like us as well. Are you not? You're not a fan of that if it happened, or
nah,
what?
Personally, no. But it's one of them like. You've got that here, haven't you? So you've seen it doesn't buy you success, does it? Because
it's been a good season.
You get in a cup final, but you got to win it, haven't you? You got to win the cup. So yeah.
Rashford for you guys been absolute standout this season. He's got 1 year left on his contract. He's come out and had to defend himself this week, saying he didn't want $500,000. Is there any chance he'll go? Do you think, or do you think he's like?
He's not going to go because he's loyal. He's a loyal player. He's my fantasy captain for this week.
He's everyone's, I think.
So he's going to bag today. Bag against Brentford, and then everyone's going to be happy days, isn't it?
Yeah. What's your front 3 next season, do you reckon?
Oh.
It's got to be Rashford, isn't it?
Well, Rashford, and then he spent 100 mil on Anthony, so it's going to be Anthony on left or right.
What's your thoughts on him? That was one of the next questions.
Not really kicked the ground running, but if you actually look at the games he's started, we've actually played well as a team. Yeah. And we've actually not lost that often. So does he offer something in terms of goals and assists? Maybe not, but as a team player, is he giving that outlet that stretches squads and that? Maybe. Yeah. I don't think he's worth 100 mil, but at the end of the day, we haven't lost.
You've got him, man.
You'd have to get the stats up. I ain't got the stats, but the games we've won when Anthony starts is pretty high compared to when he's not started or not played. We've actually played well.
So would you put him ahead of Sancho? Because Sancho's had a bit
at the moment, I think that Sancho will come back. Obviously, he's had his own ongoing issues himself. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe it's
what is the word?
Psychological in it. He's obviously got some off-field issues. It's not on-field because he's got the talent, but off-field. Yeah, there's a lot of issues going on. I can't comment on that. I don't know him personally, but
well, I mean, you've got the inside knowledge of being from Manchester and stuff, so presumably a bit more than up here. Is he going to be alright for next season, or does it seem like?
I hope so. I thought when he come back, he looked like a new signing. So, when he actually played them first couple of games, he scored, assisted, or whatever he did. He looked lively and he looked happy to be back. And he put first post back on Instagram. He put him and the manager hugging, and it was quite emotional because obviously you don't know what people are going through. You have your own personal issues and everyone thinks, oh, you're a superstar footballer and that, and you're supposed to just deal with these things. But at the end of the day, if you've not got a strong personality up here and mentality, then how can you deal with it when you've got all these pressures, different pressures outside in the outside world, innit?
So would you start Rashford, Anthony, and then it's the striker position that's up for grabs?
Yeah, if I was going to sign someone personally, Osimhen at Napoli looks really, really good player, looks prolific. I mean, if Ivan Toney didn't have that ban come in, he is my number one choice, but we know what's going to happen with that. He's going to get probably a 9-month ban, if I'm honest. And I think, out of sympathy, I think England actually give him a bit of a debut because of some leaked information, if I'm honest. And I feel that might help him, and his ban might be reduced because if Gareth Southgate says, at the end of the day, I need this guy for my squad, and if you give him a ban, it's going to affect my. Why would you want to punish the country? So I think that could help him.
Yeah, and then the last question as well is obviously there's been the fit and owner test this week's had new rules and stuff put in. Do you think that's because
About what, sorry?
the fit and proper test for owners and stuff?
Oh,
They're
right,
basically
okay.
trying to put off all of that stuff. Do you think that's possibly because of the Man U takeover that's happening? Do you
It's probably
feel a bit
because of your
targeted?
takeover,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I'm honest. Like, you know, your owners got questioned a lot. If I'm, you know, they've come out and like they seem like nice people, but like, what are the country's values and stuff? Like, you're benefiting from it, but you know, the Qatari thing.
Yeah.
Overall, when you look at it, you got Newcastle, PSG, potentially us. I just feel like it's a bit of a playground, a bit of a play toy. Like, oh, I own Newcastle and I own Man United and I own PSG. Oh, what can we do? We can just sign all the players we want. I don't think it's right, and that's why I feel you got to have values incorporated in the club. Like Mike Ashley was here, and like in the nicest thing, he took the club, and he took it for every penny that he could. And it says St James's Park on there. I don't know, it was called Sports Direct Arena when I remember it, but you know, like that's the values that he gets. We got asked numerous times to change the name of our stadium from Old Trafford to Nike Arena to different other stuff. You see in the Etihad, they'll just throw whatever they want because they just want money. But when you keep the values within the club and the history and stuff like that, I think it matters. And someone like Jim Ratcliffe at United, for instance.
Is that your preferred bidder?
Mine would be, but it comes down to the bigger picture, and everyone's about money and that, and I don't think it's about money. I think it's about value. Values matter, but obviously the club going forward, right manager in place, get the right players in, which we're getting, and you've seen that with Ten Hag, he signed the right players, but obviously it's going forward now. So do you want someone that's going to say, here you go Ten Hag, here's 400 million, he buys players that we wouldn't probably have gone for, but because you got the money, you go for it. And their philosophy is, I want to get as much money as can out of United, because we're used to that. We've had numerous players over the years that have took money out of us, been disinterested in the club and the values going forward, and that's why we've been stuck in the same position we have since 2013.
Do you think next season, the season after, do you think Man U can catch Man City up, or do you think the wealth is just too much and it's just going to increase?
Do you know what? Ten Hag said every era comes to an end, and do you know what? I'm not saying City's era is coming to an end. Fully disagree with that. But you can see a decline in City and the way they play football. But you seen yesterday, Haaland was injured, and everyone's like, "Oh, Haaland's injured." They won 4-1. Yeah. Did they play bad? I think they played better without him, which is weird because this is a guy that's scoring ridiculous amounts of goals. So are City on the decline? No. But are City the same team he was 2-3 years ago? No. I think City are on a decline in terms of how good they were.
Well, they got a World Cup winner to step in front of Haaland.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Yeah, but that's the depth in the squad, and he can step up and do that, and he don't get his opportunity unless Haaland's injured. So it just shows you everything in the hierarchy at City. I think it's great. I think City's hierarchy is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So, you know, to look at City and question our hierarchy against their hierarchy, they got stuff in place, and it's very, very organised, and they know they target the players, they know exactly what they want. When Pep goes, I need a centre-back, you've got guys like Chicky and Soriano, who are the chief execs, and they go, right, we've got this guy, which one do you want? And they go out and get him, and they don't pay over the odds. They pay 60 mil maybe, but we'll go and pay 100 mil for Anthony. Do you think City would have paid 100 mil for Anthony? They wouldn't have paid that, and that's the difference in
Is that killing football? I know you're probably a bit biased, but is that killing football?
No, it is killing football, yeah, it's true. But when United's linked with anyone, you know, if it was linked with Brentford or someone lower down, Brighton, suddenly they sign Mitoma, you know, guys low-key like that, and they get them for cheap. But as soon as United's name, even Newcastle's now, it's an extra zero on it. You know that because that's how it is, and that's how it works in football modern day. If they know you got the money, as soon as you're interested, they're interested for a reason. Whereas if Brighton are interested, they're like, they're interested because he's good, but it's not money related, it's because he's good. Yeah. So they'll negotiate a better deal with him.
Under the radar a little bit.
Yeah, I think that. And there's a lot of players in the Premier League like that. And I think a lot could step up to big clubs, but the price blocks them out of big money moves that would help their career as well. Because there's a lot of James Ward-Prowse at Southampton, bottom of the league. Is he a bottom of the league player? He could come here and do a job for you, 100%.
He could possibly get into the Man U squad. At
this rate, yeah.
Probably not for Casemiro though. He's phenomenal.
If Casemiro, Eriksen and Bruno fit,
the creativity
doesn't get in. But in here, you got Bruno Guimaraes got 3-game ban, and it was I don't know. You didn't look great. You ain't got that depth in the squad.
He's equivalent of Harry Kane. He's our Harry Kane. When you take him out, the stats just go downhill.
Yeah.
Would you say he's the best player at Newcastle?
No, Trippier's your best player.
Trippier, yeah.
Yeah, if you look at his creativity and what he creates from a right back position, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like unreal. Like as a right back, I'm surprised at a time where we needed a right back, we didn't go in at Atletico and pay 12 mil or whatever it was.
12, I know.
Like the guy is class. Like I play fantasy football, like I've already said, so I know about all them stats, what he creates,
Assist
and
king.
bonus points, assists, and all that. The guy is in right back, taking corners, free kicks, creating chances. There's no one like that in the Premier League. There's no you have to leave him. I have to leave him in my team till the end of the season. That's the honest.
That's it.
Yeah.
So we need the star player of the season, the flop of the season, and the surprise of the season. So, no, just for you guys, for Man U.
So
The star.
Flop, I'm gonna go for Anthony.
Anthony, yeah.
Anthony, yeah, he's
Casemiro,
been good,
man.
but
Is that for the
It's
flop?
Or Rashford.
yeah, that's for the
So
flop.
Anthony flop.
He's been good, but he's just not lived up to my
Right time,
expectations.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this: McTominay flop, Rashford / Casemiro stars.
You have to go for one. You only
Rashford,
Oh.
I'm saying
No,
Rashford.
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 Casemiro.
Casemiro.
Rashford.
Yeah,
Play
Rashford,
devil's
yeah.
advocate.
Rashford, yeah.
I'm going for Casemiro.
Casemiro.
Casemiro, yeah.
Rashford.
We've needed him. We've needed someone like that for years.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
for you, he's out today.
I know he's out, yeah, I know,
man.
good luck.
I'm gutted, man. I'm gutted.
But Rashford, he was facing it. He's fit, so that's
Fit
Yeah,
tonight,
Rashford,
yeah,
man,
yeah,
Rashford
definitely.
for me.
What was the third one? Was it
so flop and surprise. So who's the flop? So we got
Surprise.
Anthony for flop.
flop? McTominay, Scott McTominay.
McTominay, yeah.
Even though he did really well in the last.
Just scored 2 goals for
I know,
Scotland
4
as well,
goals
yeah.
in 2 games. I know, yeah.
I think it's same well, yeah.
Surprise! I'll go for Fred.
Fred.
Yeah, Fred the
Fred.
Red
Back in
man.
the fold.
Fred the Red.
United have been playing well, so like they have been carrying them. But there's obviously I'm a bit controversial. I love Harry Maguire. I like him. I
The
like
last
him.
time we spoke to him, he said, "No, get rid of
Yeah,
him."
no, I like him because I think he's a good defender for England. And the thing is, I don't know, we don't suit his play style, but I do like Maguire. I do, in my opinion, like. You
Forgot
know.
Martinez at the back, man. You know, top player, man. Martinez at the back, you know. Being quality, you know. Quality.
Yeah, man. So who's the
And
surprise
Varane
then?
as well, you know.
Surprise of the
Ooh.
season.
It's got to be
Maybe Martinez, maybe.
Martinez.
Maybe.
Yeah, Martinez.
Maybe Martinez.
Yeah.
Universal that one.
Martinez.
Of course.
Yeah.
100.
At the start of the season, where did you think you were going to finish? Honestly.
Honest to God. I was going to say. I said
Fifth or fourth, maybe.
4.
Fifth.
I was hopeful because of Ten Hag, but like you never know in football,
Trust
do you?
in Ten Hag.
But it's
Trust
incredible.
him.
The turnaround's been amazing. I've been to 13 games myself, like so. I've been to Old Trafford all this season, lads. So
And where will you finish at the end of the season if you predicted now? Obviously, this match is going to have a big bearing
Yeah,
on
no.
that.
We're
think
gonna
third,
third.
you know.
Third,
Yeah.
City are
I
two.
wanted
City,
second, but
I'm
I would
happy
say
with third,
third.
man. I
I'll
think
say
guarantee
third,
third, you know. Guarantee
City are too strong at the moment, man.
yeah. Guaranteed
They
third,
beat
you know.
Liverpool, you know. Yeah. Third. I'll happy
Third,
with third because
happy.
Newcastle have been playing brilliant, mate.
Yeah.
By the way, you know.
Yeah.
So you never know.
If you had to predict the top 4, how would you do it? We all everyone we've done today says Arsenal.
Arsenal,
Arsenal.
yeah.
Arsenal,
Arsenal.
yeah.
Arsenal.
So
Arsenal,
this is
United.
City.
No, Arsenal, City, United.
Maybe Newcastle.
Maybe Newcastle.
because Liverpool are struggling now. So like
So maybe
Newcastle have been playing
Newcastle,
well. They've got. He's a good manager, Eddie Howe.
Eddie Howe, yeah.
He's a top manager. Like.
Thoughts on Tottenham? You don't think they might be able to?
No.
I don't know, man.
Brighton
How
as well?
Conte's gone now.
Brighton are playing well though. Brighton are really playing well, but I think
I think
yeah.
between Newcastle,
Brighton,
Tottenham, and maybe. Yeah.
I think
Newcastle, Tottenham,
got
I
a good
think.
chance.
What's your thoughts on the front 3 for next season? So I presume Rashford's going to be on the
Yeah,
left. For you.
left,
Who
yeah,
do you
so
want to
the-
see up top and on the right?
So
Maybe Sancho on the
All
right.
one.
I want to see
Sancho,
Sancho
yeah.
on the right and then
on the
Osimhen.
left.
So Sancho over
We wanna-
Anthony, yeah?
Maybe, yeah.
Anthony's playing well. The thing
Spent a
is,
fortune on him.
80 million, I know, man. But
Still say Sancho, maybe, you know. I
depends
don't
if
know.
Ten Hag needs to coach him a bit more, like. But he likes to cut in on his left. He's got a wonderful left foot, like. He's brilliant at like cutting in, but don't know, man.
Yeah, you know what? He needs to send most of them players back to Holland, like during the summer, like what he did with Sancho. Yeah, just send them to Holland. Like I don't know what they do over there, but whatever they do, it seems to be working.
It's not
Yeah.
magic, man.
And who's striker? Who do you want to see up top next season for you?
Harry
So-
Kane, maybe.
Harry
Harry
Kane.
Kane.
Victor Osimhen.
I want to see Osimhen. Victor.
Yeah. Oh, the same, Harry Kane.
He's on link with Harry Kane. What's the limit that you'd pay for him? Because he's got 1 year left on his
No.
contract. What's
See,
too
don't pay
much?
too much money is about.
60 to
Never
70.
ever pay over 100 million for a 1 year contract. I'd say about 60 million, 70 million.
60,
but
70.
it's going to be
60 to
impossible.
70
It's going to be
million,
impossible. Fucking leave it, innit? Like,
Yeah.
What do you reckon? What's too much?
too much. is
Too
like-
much,
Too
probably
much is
90,
80. Too much is
80,
80.
100 million.
75 you'd pay?
I'll- negotiable. I'll take 60. I'll take 60. 60 or less.
60 to 70 million.
Otherwise,
Yeah, 70.
Yeah. And you're linked with new owners. You've obviously got the Saudi owners potentially, and you've got the local owner who's got not as deep pockets, but still quite
Yeah,
deep.
yeah,
Have you
yeah.
got a preference on who you'd like to see?
I like Jim Ratcliffe.
Jim Ratcliffe.
Yeah, same.
Manchester.
Jim Ratcliffe.
I see. I don't know, because like it depends. Like, are they gonna take us up or are they gonna drag us down? Whoever comes and take over.
I mean,
So
you'd imagine with the Saudis though, they're going to take your Budman City and they're going to take it.
That's the thing.
Like what
You need to
Newcastle have
compete.
got now, you know what I mean? So,
You've got to compete with him. Literally, you have to take the money. Ratcliffe's he's wealthy, and I like it because he's Manchester. Like that's the only thing that I like. But it depends, man. What do you want to do?
Does it
like?
bother you with the whole Saudi? Is that why you've went for the other guy? Is that like a big?
I think it's.
Do you know what?
It can be a risk on it with the Saudis.
Yeah.
Depends,
The
like I
thing
say.
is, are the Saudis gonna like love the club? Like they're gonna like. I know they've got the money, but are they? Because we know that Jim Ratcliffe, he loves Man United. He's a Man United fan. Grew up around the city, you know. So yeah.
From the inside, can he take us above Man City? Has he got that deep
True,
pockets
you
or
know.
whatever?
That's the
true,
thing.
you know,
The
that's
thing
true,
is,
you
I
know.
don't feel like it's about how deep your pockets are.
Yeah.
It's how astute the scouting system is. Because you've seen it in the past, like Leicester won the league, the great signings. Just it's about having the operation to get the scouting system right, you know. So it depends, like, you know, he's a footballing man. He's Nice, eh? He's at Nice now, so.
And there was changes this week to the fit and proper test. They kind of said they're backdated, and it seemed to be kind of at the Saudis. Is that targeted at you guys and probably Newcastle? Do you think?
Probably, yeah, like, because obviously
Yeah,
we're getting
probably.
linked to it, aren't we? So it's a shame. Like, the thing is, you can't do right for doing wrong.
Yeah.
If they come, people will be like, oh, all this, that, and the other.
players will always, opposition fans will always have a word to say. But,
On the positive, you're wealthy. You can attract the best players. That's the main thing.
Well, when Newcastle got took over, there was a lot of all the Premier League didn't want it to happen and stuff. Do you think that's going on a little bit with Man U and they don't really want this?
Yeah.
Probably the same thing, ain't it?
I feel like the media as well, like, push it up a little bit too much, like as it is. Like we know about everything what happens in them countries, but end of the day, like they want to put the money into the football.
Yeah.
They've got to back. You know what I mean?
And it's probably more interesting asking you guys than Newcastle fans because it's already done for us.
yeah.
With the takeover with the Saudis, do you think it's more a case of the other Premier League teams just don't want it? They wish it for them and they're gutted that it didn't happen, or do you think it is actually a moral issue?
Jealousy, ain't it? Jealousy, I think.
But I think like morally, like you said, like I feel like the money will take over, though, man. Everyone will think with their business headset, won't they? They won't. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I'm thinking, mate.